take us off.
Well, great, Bob. We have more folks joining us now. We have Calais with us. Welcome, Calais. Joni. Of course, as I said, Sonia, Leslie, we're on early. Betty, Cheryl, welcome everybody. We know we'll have more joining us as we go along here this morning. But we are in a beautiful Saturday morning mentoring session with our great senior business partner, #1 earner in 7K, Mr. Bob Reid, who started this mission with us way back in February, working with us hand to hand, heart to heart every day, made the trip to Hawaii, sponsored 305 people in 8 days because of Bob's energy and expertise and the invitations of you great leaders on this team, bringing people to this mission. And we're going to start out by just a little bit of big picture vision casting, because as we know, great leaders are vision casters, and great leaders, most importantly, as the scripture says, without vision, the people perish, or my people are killed for lack of vision. Vision is imagination as well. And that word is used in the scriptures. And God is asking us, what's his best case scenario in the midst of all these worst case scenarios we're hearing in the world, right, Bob?
That's right, brother.
And you know, all of us can look back on our life and we can ask those what if questions. Has anybody here on this Zoom today ever realized at some point in your life you missed something really important that God was showing you? Maybe he showed you through the scriptures. He might have sent you messengers. He sent you signs, maybe even wonders. He sent you evidence, and we missed it. Oh, it's happened to me. Painful experience. It can especially be painful when you miss something that was a huge increase in your life. And one thing we know is that big picture vision is really important when it comes to finances. Now, God knows what's coming. He knows what's been, and he's got a plan. And we get to choose, well, we're going to follow God's plan, or we're going to go into our carnal mind and do our own will. Well, we know what Bob's answer is. Bob is a big picture visionary. He discovered 30 years ago that gold and silver was God's money, lost about $1 million in the stock market, decided that wasn't the way to go, and started amassing gold and silver, went debt-free, multi-millionaire at age 52, built the first organization, helping people with savings of gold and silver with 70,000 people in his team. So Bob, we honor you as a true master. And, you know, when you have a master in your life, you honor that mentorship. And we certainly do, Bob. And, you know, those that are smart are the ones that are on this Zoom early today. And those that are coming soon that have been faithful and diligent to have this gift that you've given us of this mentorship manifest in their life. So these what if questions are so powerful. Now, it's not just 7K. It's not just Bob Reid. It's not just Gary Goslin or Cheryl Toyofuku or others on our team that are saying gold and silver is God's money. It is stable. It's never collapsed. It's going to go up. And it's not just us saying that. It's financial experts all over the world. Some of them are believers. Some of them are pre-believers, but they are seeing virtually the same thing. Now you're seeing on the screen right now, this gentleman who is basically saying that gold price north of $40,000 is an end game. Dollar confidence is crashing. How many times have we heard that from how many people? What are they seeing? And here's the power. What if it's true? And what if people miss it? What will be the cost of that? Oh, that's monumental, because God wants to multiply where we're at today into the future he has for us. But if we don't let him multiply it, it's like the seed that was sown, right? And it didn't take root because we didn't pay attention. We weren't diligent to the seed. Well, I honor all of you guys, ambassadors, because you are diligent and you have value in the seed God's given you of 7K. You already planted it. You're nurturing it through your diligence and your big picture vision casting, and it is already multiplying, right? We're already seeing that, Bob. I mean, look at this team. Started out February 26th. I planted one seed. Cheryl came alongside. You came alongside with us. Then Colleen. Then all of a sudden we had Kay Aloha and then Tarita and all these great leaders. And we have more leaders that are with us today that joined this team. Betty's building a nice team, doing home meetings. Joni, great leader already. Sonia, Leslie, you guys all have some vision of what's going on here. That's why you're on this Zoom this morning, and that's why you have diligence. But let's talk about what's happening with this big picture vision. And what if what this gentleman is seeing on this Stansberry report, and I'll send you this video link. You can study this. It only came out about a week ago. Why does he say that there's a potential for gold to go north of $40,000? And why does he say the dollar confidence is crashing? Well, it's true because they're seeing the facts, the numbers that don't lie, right, Bob? Now we have Mr.
Right.
Bo Pony. Many of you have studied him. Great Christian visionary. He's made stunning, electrifying predictions that cannot be coincidence over many years. What's he saying? Oh, we're in a Jubilee season. He said what began last year, all this craziness, chaos, evil that's going on all around us. He said, don't give up hope. God's got a plan. This is going to end. And he says very solidly that gold is and silver is God's money. And he also says that upon the rock of Christ himself and his kingdom economy, his money, gold and silver, he's going to build a new era. And it starts with us, his church, because we're the ones who know him, right? We're hearing something from God. He's given us vision. He's saying, this is what I'm doing. Don't get caught up in what the world's doing. They're caught up in a lot of challenge right now, but we're in this world. We're not of this world. So what did Jesus say? The gates of hell will not prevail. Against who? Against us, his church. He said, I will build my church and the gates of hell will not prevail. Isn't that good news? Because a lot of people are giving up hope. They think it's all over. They think this evil is going to prevail. No, God says no. He says they're never going to prevail. That's good news, right? And we get to share that because I do believe we're in a season of Jubilee. This is a 50-year cycle. It's 50 years since Nixon took the United States dollar off the gold standard. That was August 15th, 1971. I'm sure, Bob, you remember that day. I watched it live on TV. My dad was sitting there with me. He said, son, this is very bad news. This is going to create huge inflation. It's going to create a lot of problems in the future. And was he right? Absolutely. My dad had big picture vision. He knew the value of gold and silver. That's why he saved it and taught us to do the same. Now we've been blessed because of that. The yellow brick road, what does it say? Oh, streets of gold in heaven. Now, yes, there's symbolism in that, no doubt. But why did God choose gold? Why did he say there's streets of gold? Why did Jesus' first gift, that why he was born on the earth, was gold? There's clues everywhere. God reveals the truth through many symbols and signs. Well, what's the kingdom of this world doing? They're printing money into infinity, and it's not even money. It's currency. It has no more value. It's lost almost all of its value, its buying power. That's where the inflation comes from. So we're seeing the yellow brick road of God, aren't we, Bob?
We certainly are, brother.
And that yellow brick road is not only symbol, but the Bible chose to use the words gold, streets of gold. It is the foundation of the kingdom economy. And what if we're in that year of Jubilee when God's getting ready to reveal how powerful his kingdom economy and his ways are? Yes. He always prevails. Evil only goes so far on this earth and then it ends. And you see that scripture right there. The streets of the city were pure gold. Another symbol. What's God been telling us? Why are so many people missing this? Well, it's a matter of what voice they're listening to. And I honor you, ambassadors, because you're listening to the voice of the Holy Spirit. And he's giving you wisdom for this time. There's a new era coming. You see on this screen right now, there's 7 what's called gates to our culture on the earth. Now, here's a great question. When Jesus said, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, do you think he was talking about these 7 areas? Oh yeah, 100%. He brought the kingdom of heaven to the earth. He said the kingdom of heaven is upon you. He even said it's in you. It is God's will that him and his ways be done in every one of these gates. Now, what's happened over the centuries? The church fell asleep. They did not focus on diligence to be the leaders, to be the head instead of the tail. And what happened? The enemy has now, through a fake money system of printing money into infinity with a system of brainwashing, blackmail, and bribery, taken over in dominion every single one of these. Now, if that's not clear to practically everybody in this world right now that's got a brain left, then I don't know what else could be more clear. We are seeing the dominion siege of every one of these gates by an enemy of evil, not doing it God's way, not honoring God. But what does God say? Oh, this is my church. I'll build my church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against. Oh, that's good news this morning, ambassadors. I'm standing on that promise. Oh, they're not going to prevail. This thing's going down, and God's kingdom is on the rise. But guess what? We're in it already. We get to live in it already. So what if? Here's a great question. What if God's kingdom is being manifested right before our eyes? And he's saying, everybody's invited to the feast. Come on in. I got something better for you than the insanity of this world, of somebody that's trying to take over all of it and destroy all your freedom. And oh, we're feeling it in Hawaii, aren't we, Cheryl? We're out there seeing this every day of what's going on over here. But we're not losing hope. We're the big picture vision casters. We're saying, yep, God's going to build a new financial system built on the rock, himself and his money of gold. And that's going to build a new church, new leaders, new visionaries, new ways of bringing the kingdom of God to everybody around this world. Oh, don't people need to know the good news of who Christ really is and what he's done for us? And it's going to affect the family. You won't have people having to work 3 jobs, deep in debt, no time, no energy. Oh, that's been happening for decades, isn't it? Now people got to choose between taking a shot that can make them very sick or kill them and keeping their job. What kind of insanity is this? Oh, God's saying, no, you're not doing that. I got something better for you. Just stay with me on this. He's saying, just stay with me. You just watch and see what I'm going to do. So yes, this kingdom is going to affect the family. It's going to affect the educational system. No more socialism being taught. Parents everywhere are taking their kids out of the public schools now, even some of the private schools and so-called Christian schools, because they're not teaching the truth to their children anymore. They're saying, we're not going to contaminate their minds. We're going to pull them out. Let's get them in some true education, starting with the rock of Christ and his ways. Oh yeah, the money system of this world, this monetary system, brainwash, blackmail, bribery has contaminated everything. Oh, and has it affected our government and our military? Oh yeah, that's a total no-brainer, isn't it? We don't have governments left. We got criminal cartels posing as governments. Lies, corruption, stealing, even killing everywhere. And the church says, no, we're not part of that. We like Christ's government better. Isaiah, oh yes, Christ brought his own government, and it says that the government is on his shoulders. And it says that government, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his Christ. It already happened at the cross, but it hasn't manifested massively on this earth. But I believe it's manifesting now. We get to be part of that revolution. And we're part of a team in 7K, owners and visionaries like Bob Reid and so many other leaders. And like each of you that have seen this vision, God, you got something better for us. Let's go ahead and find out what your best case scenario is. Let's live in that. That's where we're at right now. We're going to see it affect this media. Oh, this lying fake news media everywhere. That's all brainwashed, blackmailed, bought and paid for, telling lies everywhere. Propaganda. Stop listening to it, ambassadors. Just contaminating our mind. It's all foolishness. It's going to affect the entertainment and the arts. We're going to see real. We got Colleen Nomura out there promoting Christian entertainment. Oh, we got Crystal on our team. These are great women of God that have taken the art of dance, especially Hawaiian dance, and glorified God with it. We're going to see a whole new realm coming because, yes, God is building his church on the rock of himself and the rock of his truth. And part of that rock is gold and silver. That's what Bo says. We're in this great wealth transfer. The great fall is on. Yep. Fall and destruction of the whole Babylonian system. What if every one of these before us right now is happening? Are most people seeing it? Oh no, they're not seeing it yet. How can you see this? Only the Holy Spirit can reveal this, but it is upon us. This is good news because, yep, it is the kingdom economy. God's kingdom will rise with gold and silver. We're in a season of Jubilee. His kingdom has come and his will be done for anyone that wants to follow it. They're going to see, I believe, this great wealth transfer. And we have a group of owners. Oh, they already saw this. Bob, you're blessed to know each one of our owners. Do you think that everything we just said, they know that they're in synergy with us on, and they've given us a tool, a vehicle to be able to take this to the world? Is that what we got our hands on here, Bob? Well, we're excited to hear today from you, great leader, #1 earner, true ambassador of Christ in the kingdom, who's always bringing the good news. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Brother Gary, for what a powerful introduction. And I want to leave that up there. If you'll just break that back into a full screen, that would be great on that message from the founders. And I'm going to pick up right there because that's part of the message that I want to bring today. 7K is approaching 5 years of existence. Its 5th year in November 4th of 2021 will be 5 years that this company's been existing. I joined the company on November 16th, a little more, about 2 weeks after it had started, when Richard Wayne Hansen gave me. But look at the message here from the founders. What these 7K founders, true visionaries, Roger Ball, Richard Wayne Hansen. And if you ever hear the story, you want to know the story of 7K. It's very important to you building your business, building your team, building your relationship. As Richard says so many times, it's a godsend. Richard wanted to recreate what we did back in the 90s, where he was at the top of the computer. I joined about 18 months later, I'm sorry. And yet I made 3.5 times more money than Richard. It's the system that I taught in teaching people how to earn gold and silver, how to accumulate wealth, and how to earn extra money and get 1099 tax benefits. That basically was the heart of my system. And to believe in yourself, to believe that you can be that, all that God made you to be, if you allow yourself that opportunity to learn how, because everything we do in life, we've got to learn. Well, these 7K 4 founders, Roger Ball, Richard Wayne Hansen, Josh Anderson, Zach Davis, they did not need to start this company to earn income. They had something bigger in mind. They were on a mission to change the world for good. But I want you to understand what Brother Gary just went over today. Just think about this in retrospect now. They wanted every individual in the world for the first time to be able to own gold and silver bullion. That is unbelievable that they had that foresight. Brother Gary, I'm going to ask you to mute yourself first. That they had that foresight to do this. And I'm going to, that here is why they created 7K. Now, listen to these words very carefully. Let them penetrate your heart and your mind. We created 7K because we genuinely want to improve the lives of people around the world. We have watched way too many of our friends struggle as the economy fluctuates, employment issues arise, or unexpected changes come up in life. Using the power of gold and silver, we believe we can provide a way for people to create financial independence, preserve their wealth, and live an exceptional life. We started this company because we believe in you, and they still believe in you. Every action is done for those 3 purposes: to help you and your family create financial independence. Also, to preserve what wealth you've worked hard for all your lives, because the dollar bill is being destroyed by our governments. Has been for years, but now we're on the precipice of its total destruction. So look at the force. God's using this company in a way that none of us have ever imagined. And what we are doing as emissaries of this company, of being members, are teaching others and help guide them in their journey to creating and protecting true wealth for their family and their legacy. Because we are going to show them how to use the secrets the wealthy have always used to confidently get ahead of the game now and forever. And that's what we're doing in 7K. We are teachers. We're teaching about gold and silver. Our wealth strategies presentation, that little booklet that we give in our wealth strategies presentation. And I'm going to go to it real quick here and go over what message that I'm really wanting to share today in our training. This is advanced training, but this is where you need to be in our 7K business today. Right here in our brochure, this presentation that we give right here is how people can protect their wealth, how people they can accumulate wealth, how people can just become a member like Costco, like Amazon. So I want to go back to a little bit of history with you today. So this makes really good sense. You know, we tell people that they have a choice basically of 2 memberships. And in those 2 memberships, it's either a standard membership for $199 or a premium membership for $499. They get a free spot in the computer, and they're going to get 6 websites. So they get the home-based business. They get to control their sound money wallet, and they don't even know what that is. But it's like a crypto wallet. It's like a digital bank account. It's where you have, you look at your bank balance online, you see your checks go in and out, you see your deposits made. Well, what if you have a sound money wallet that has cash, gold, and silver in it? Now, this is what you leave in a private vault if you want to, but you don't have to. And they'll let you store up to $25,000 for no fees. That's unheard of. Now, remember, our memberships are $199 for a year and $499 for the premium business membership for a year. And they get all that. But we're going to teach them how not to make that $1.2 million mistake. So I'm going to revert to something I want all of you to go to, and every day you watch this until you understand it. And this is how you build. It's how to build 7K in momentum. It's what I did back in January of 21, because I knew we were on the preface of going into momentum. And quite succinctly, it's how you take $500, join up, partner up with 2 people, and turn that into over $3,000 in 2 to 4 weeks, or less than 8 weeks, or even in a year. Now, who couldn't use that while at the same time you're learning how to accumulate wealth, how to protect your wealth, and how to buy gold and silver at dealer direct cost? Now, can you buy all you want all the time? No, there's supply and demand situations that goes on. But when we first started 7K, believe me, that product list was available every day, coffers full, and people should have been buying, but they weren't. But now, every day, 7K just about sells out of everything they get. Because why? We're growing leaps and bounds, and people are recognizing they need to own gold and silver. So when they become a member, they let their own attitude and frustration knock them out of the greatest opportunity in the world, and not understanding because they haven't been introduced to my system. My system is very simple. It takes 2 years to learn, 3 to 5 years to build a big business. You're always going to do the same thing the very first day you learn this business to the day, like me, 5 years from now, still doing the same thing. That's that job description. And if you're not doing the job description, that's why your business is not advancing. If you're doing your job description, it will always advance. It will always move forward. And then the fact that what you're doing is building a left team and a right team. Now, I wish I had my chart. I used to do this because I did it like wings of an eagle, where you actually spread out, and that was a straight line with left and right going like this. And I've been trying to find my old diagram of that forever, because it's a left team and a right team. And it's like the wings of an eagle that spread out. I'm going to find that. I'm going to put it back up here. I did that back in the 90s because, see, when you go left team and right team, nobody said, oh, it's one of those pyramid deals. Well, when somebody tells me that, I say, you're exactly right. And look who's on top. You. That's you. That's going to be your business. And that person is on top of their business. But that person can make more money than you. Just like Bob's not at the top of the computer. He's our partner. And he's the top money earner in the company right now. He wasn't, but he is now. And I'm not going to be. I already know that. I never intended to set out to be the top money earner. I know that people below me will be the presidentials, will be the future leaders of God, will be the top money earners. And I am so pleased for that, because they're the ones that's going to create generational legacy for you and me. What do I mean by that? Well, I teach a business family pack. Always have from the beginning. See, I joined. Now my wife can have an account too, just like at Costco. We can both have separate accounts. And we can both have separate businesses. So I joined, I sponsored my wife. I sponsored our company, put it on the right. Okay. So now I've got a left and a right. That's my businesses. And that's what I teach. Okay. So I'm already an associate when I do this. When I'm an associate, I'm qualified to make a $500 check. Just like in our comp plan that we have. When you have 500 points on the left and 500 points on the right in that counter, you can make a $500 check. If you do that all in 1 week, you get a $500 check that week. If it took a month to do that, and these points will roll over every week for that month. And if you are on the auto saver program, you're active. You stay active, those points accumulate until you do get 500 points, then you get a $500 check. There's no other company that offers that in the marketplace. The product you're buying once a week is a product of value. Now, I'm going to step back a little bit in history here in this conversation today. When we started 7K, and that product we bought every month was 1-in-1 product only. It was an MS-70 generic silver eagle that everyone sold. Yes, they are rare, and there's a various prices on that, and there are different kinds. There's first day of issue. There's the first run. There are some series that they would come out with, special mint, where that mint made a particular run. But the real key is there were really no real subsets and subsets. They were a generic MS-70 coin. Now that MS-70 coin, that $1.2 million mistake coin, that's a fact of history. We teach people this all the time about the $1.2 million mistake, that MS-70 Silver Eagle having value. But did 7K sell it at the lowest price? No, the numismatic coins are not sold at dealer cost. They never have been, and they are not today. And everyone needs to understand this. They are sold at a profit, and 7K shares that profit through a commission structure, a referral commission structure that is the best in the industry. And since I am going to talk about some income illustrations and a little bit of the comp plan right off the bat, I want to make sure that everyone is advised of the income disclosure statement of 7K. They are proud to present it. There are no guarantees of income, yet, everyone has the same opportunity here. And we want to make sure that you know that you can read this income disclosure, and 7K is very proud of it. You know why they're very proud of it? It's because no other company in the industry, when you put our income disclosure statement side by side with theirs, no other company can compare with 7K's income disclosure statement, as far as I can tell. I haven't seen one yet that even comes close to comparing. But, the key is, do you want to change your life financially? Do you want to take control of your life? We are looking for people who do. We're looking for people who want to have a degree of control in their life, want to have security, want to have gold and silver. And that's the main key of what we're doing. And by doing that, you're creating a team. But to qualify to earn that $500 check, you need to enroll one person that stays active on your left team, one person on your right team, and they are buying that autosaver coin. That keeps them active. That keeps their points in their counter. That's what's so important. Those points are like dollars in the US system. Now, when you get 500 points on the left and 500 points on the right, you get a $500 check. If you have one active on the left, one active on the right. Well, if people are like me, I came in with a business family pack. And so I determine if I've got an active on the left or active on the right. If I'm sponsoring someone and I place them on my left, I'm sponsoring, I place them on my left team, they'll go somewhere down here. They'll go the first available spot down here. They'll go to first available spot on the right side. These spots are already taken, so they would go right there. I can't place somebody here. I can't place somebody here. I can only place to the left and to the right. That makes good teamwork, makes a one another business. We are all partners in this line. We are all partners in this line. And anything I do and put here counts for every person all the way up, goes into their counter and comes to my counter. And then my left and my right counters go up to everyone above me, all the way to the top of the computer in 7K. And you say, oh yeah, well then everybody at the top is going to make all the money. No. They have to have one on the left, one on the right too. And if they only have one on the left, one on the right, they can only make a $500 check. They aren't going to make $12,500 a week like a presidential goal will, okay? And so we go to this one-page comp plan that we have. They've got to have 14 people that they've personally referred and placed on the left, and 14 they personally referred and placed on the right. And one of those 14 needs to be an executive goal on the left, and one needs to be an executive goal on the right. And one of the other needs to be a silver on the left and a silver on the right. They personally sponsored. Then they can make $12,500 a week. Well, that's pretty good income. What if it took a person 10 years to get there? What else are we doing that gives us that kind of opportunity with an infinity team as this company grows around the world? What opportunity. But what if they got 12,000 points every week coming up on this side and 12,000 points coming up on that side every week? And they're just an associate. They're only going to make 500 a week. But who couldn't use an extra $500 a week in this economy and in this state while they're accumulating gold and silver? Remember the words, gold and silver. So when I said we started this with that product, MS70, home shopping, not home shopping network, but coin shopping network, like home shopping network on TV. They sold that MS70 coin just like we did. Exact same coin sometimes. I saw them. I used to watch Coin Shopping Network just to see what they were selling, what prices they were doing. And they would sell that MS70 Silver Eagle like we sold, and they were selling for $129. We sell ours for $105. It's less, and there's literally thousands and thousands of people still buying on Coin Shopping Network because, see, they don't know about 7K because you and I hadn't got to them yet. Or someone in 7K hasn't introduced this concept to them. There's lots of people still buying them. Why? It's because of that $1.2 million mistake. People are aware of that. So when we presented 7K presents the $1.2 million mistake, it isn't that you got them at the best price. It said I said, if you paid $105 for them since 1986, you would have spent about $50,000. That'd be just like you're putting it away in your IRA, except you're accumulating a product of value. See, but there's nothing you could have done equivalent in the stock market or anything else that you'd have put $50,000 in that would be worth today 1.2 million to 1.6 million, like this collection would be. And if it's happened in the past, why wouldn't it happen in the future? Well, that is the basis that you can accumulate wealth and build income and protect wealth while you learn how. And that's the key. We want to impress upon people that this is not making money off of them. It's helping them, and we're looking for partners to team up with, to communicate this mission one by one, no, two by two, two by two. We are sent out two by two to bring this good financial news to everybody around the world. Now, today, we no longer have a coin that is sold by anyone else. All of our coins on AutoSaver are exclusive coins. You cannot get them anywhere else in the marketplace. They're only available to 7K. And 7K now gives you one of the websites that you have that you get to use is Stack and Sell. I'll show that in a second. But you can scan your barcode that's on here. That's the certification that certifies this coin's authenticity, weight, content, and rarity, and that you own it. Yeah, you're the registered owner, like a car title. That's pretty neat. See, so when a person has an interest in hearing, has an open ear, an open mind, open heart, they will hear what you have to say. Our job is to try and catch their attention long enough that they can start asking questions. And then we can share information. And it may take, for one individual, it may take just a few minutes. It may take a few years for other individuals, but never give up on someone and learn how to be persistent without being a pest. And that's also part of my system. But part of my system is to not let yourself talk yourself out of the greatest opportunity, because things may not be happening as fast for you as they are for others. Don't be judgmental. Everything is in God's time. You just keep doing your job description, just keep doing what you're doing. And remember, go to my trainings that I have up on YouTube, that I have on our band. And if you're new to our 7K team, then make sure you get on our band app, get invited if you're not already on it. And then you scroll down and you go from my beginning training all the way to the top. Because on our Hawaii team, I put them in order. Now, and I'm still putting them in order. This one's going to go next, okay? And it's perfect timing for this one for our Hawaii team. We've got to build up a belief in ourselves, in our profession, in our company, in our product. And you've got to believe that you can do this too. See, until you get that belief, you can't do it. You're the one that's holding yourself back. Now, I know you talk yourself in that, I can do it, I can do it. But see, back there is that little tiny voice talking to you in your head. As long as you got that little tiny voice talking to you in your head, bringing doubt, then you don't have belief yet. You got to have full faith and belief that you can do this, that you are going to do this, that you are going to succeed, and that you are going to get a partner on your left and a partner on your right. Because that's all you need. One partner on your left, one partner on your right. And you can become a presidential goal. As you both grow, stepping stones up those ranks, just a stepping stone. You teach people to do what you just did. Not hard, not difficult. So now we've got exclusive products. We have products that gain value, and many of them have gained much more value in a very short period of time than we paid for. I'm not wanting to sell them. And I don't think many people are, but some people are selling some of them. Now, the basic coin has got 15 points. It's the Eagle. It's the 50 state series. The variety is a state animal series unique technology, just to 7K. No one has these. They're limited. The most any one state animal will be 7,777. 7. Pretty neat. And then those that have all 50 states will have a complete collection. That's when we're going to find out how much these things are really worth. Because see, through Stack and Sell, we're just initiating this series where other people not in 7K that's in the numismatic world can buy products from us and bid on them. That's pretty cool. And we've got an independent person in between us that we don't have to deal with each other. We don't have to negotiate. We put up what we want to sell it for. So that's a future. And then the specialty is a gold series now. And it's 15 points and 179. And we could earn free product through loyalty points. So I want all of you to understand that you're not paying what you think you're paying for these products. You're getting loyalty points too every time you buy these products and it's posted to your loyalty bank. You need to understand that. So you're not really paying $105 for this product, or $139 or $179 for that. You're also getting loyalty points. And there's other ways you get loyalty points. You get a free product once a month. And you get some really exclusive products. And then we have some of the greatest things that's happening right now in this comp plan, that, you know, anytime an autosaver is purchased on here, anytime someone renews in the future, anytime somebody new joins, those points come up to your counter instantaneously. And when they accumulate to your rank, you can get paid that. That's so powerful. Who wouldn't want to be part of this if they understood it? See, our job is to communicate. That's why I do these videos for you, to help you communicate to them. Well, one of the biggest factors that we're going to face in question and objection, I have just a training on how to handle objections, but I want to share with you this one because it's really getting asked a lot. And so a lot of people say, well, you know, I want just bullion. I want just bullion. Well, you better diversify. And here's why Bob believes in diversification. Bob believes in diversification for this reason and this reason alone. I know that collectibles always gain value faster than bullion does. Bullion's going to go up and down. It's going to have reactions based on economic supply and demand figures. But you know what? These reflect a little of that, but its value is based on rarity. The biggest single factor in a collectible is rarity. Okay. Now, we are going to have a huge reset. We all know that. Just like in pre-World War II and after World War. Many antiques and valuables and collectibles were burnt just to heat their bodies so people wouldn't freeze. Many were burnt just to boil an egg to eat so wouldn't have starvation. I'm gonna tell you right now, here as a fact, there are going to be people with these collectibles that during the reset period and the reestablishment for the restart, there are going to be people that break open this plastic container and take out that 1 ounce silver coin or that 2 ounce or that 5 ounce or that 3 ounce, and they're going to use it as just silver or just gold. But those of us that got enough bullion and got enough silver and gold to feed our families and do and protect ourselves and the things that we need to spend on, and do not break these containers, those are the ones that are going to have that big restart. Because see, just look at history. The Bible tells us this all the time. What's happened before will happen again. What happened with collectibles and antiques in these periods of devastation, the Great Depression, and the resets of the 1800s and the 1700s. When those things happen, the wealthy was the one with the collectibles, the assets. Right now, we're teaching people to participate in something they've never been able to participate in. Real wealth accumulation. So those of us that have these, after the restart and reset, you're going to have products that are even more valuable in the future, because you didn't break it open and use it as just bullion. Now you got a true, rare, collectible that's even worth more in the future, in my opinion. And all I do is look at history. If it's happened before, it happened again. So remember to always ask some very, very important questions to people. What are you doing with $500 that even gives you a chance to make $500 a week for the rest of your life? It's happening to so many people in this business over the last 5 years. Why not give yourself a chance to succeed? Why not try Bob's system? 2 years to learn. You get to earn while you learn. Just the learning is going to be worth what they do here. And they can actually have a livable income, sometimes better. You know, we built many groups during COVID, when the very first run of COVID, where everything was shut down. And this was the only source of income. And we basically said, hey, look, you're not going to work. You're not going to, why not do this with us? Why not give it a shot? And many people did. And many people now earn more income they did in their previous livelihood, because they're sold out 7Kers for life. Wayne Clark's one of them, and a lot of people in his group. I remember very vividly, that was one group we built during COVID. Well, always ask these penetrating questions. How would it feel to know you had control over your financial future? That's what you want to ask the person, because you can with 7K if you allow yourself and give yourself a shot. How would your life be different if you had more time, more money to do what you love to do? You know, I love helping people learn about gold and silver. Been doing it for 30 years. Plus, 7K gives an opportunity that people themselves now can learn from other people. I'm going to share my screen again. I want to wrap this up by showing you some of those websites that I'm talking about, because I want everyone to understand what we have here today. 7K Today, this website, tells a lot about the company, all the unique products that they can't even see on our website. So learn to send this and send people there when they're asking questions, and learn and get them to look up who our founders are and a little bit about who the founders are in the leadership. You become familiar with this website. You also learn and start, sticking in your collectibles on Stack and Sell. So you enter your own Stack and Sell. I'm trying to see, log in with an existing account, and I got one, so I'm going to log in. And so this is where you can scan and put all your products in here. It keeps record for you. And then you can also see current market values and information about a particular product. Let's just look at that one. And if somebody's got it for sale, we paid $139 for that product. Remember? Look here. If you want one of those now, you better get ready to pay a whole bunch different. They got 3 of them for sale right now. They got only 3. That's all that's for sale in the whole world. And it's $570. Wow. Well, don't you wish you'd have bought one? Now, when you're starting people off, make sure you get them to first go to their training center. Tell them about their file vault where they can download all the PDFs and things that, like I was showing you here on some of this. And these are everything that is authorized by the company, and we can use even our own logos, okay? And then to where they actually get their training, and clicking on starting training right here, and make sure that we're getting people into this and setting up their Sound Money wallet. It takes time. This company's grown. It's not as simple as it used to be 5 years ago, when we just had a website and a little 3-minute video, and you could buy gold and silver and didn't have a vault, didn't have a Sound Money wallet, didn't have all these choices, didn't have 7K Advantage, didn't have all these things. Now look at everything we have, and our membership is still $199 and $499. It's amazing. And we got our website that does everything for us. And we're in, look at all the countries we're in. You click on your flag. Well, I'm logged in, and so I got to log out. But we're in Canada, the UK, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Ireland, and we're going to be open in a lot of countries over this next few years. It's just the beginning. We've got more websites here, your back office. We've got every tool that we need. And I just think it's unbelievable that we have this for $499. And a person can spend $105 a month to keep their business open and be able to earn $500 a week, up to $12,500 a week. And if they're in our business and they learn our comp plan and they do a business family pack, they can create a residual family legacy business of $1.95 million a year. That's quite an opportunity. And because I did talk about potential income and opportunities, I'd like to end my sharing of my screen with the 7K income disclosure statement, and encourage you to read it, become familiar with it, and understand that this company is proud to present this relative to any other company. I want to thank you for your time and attention today. I'm going to take questions here from everyone, and then we're going to start our Get Started